My name is Adam Buker. I seek to tell stories, though my work isn't known yet. I write, I film, and I compose. My challenges are many, yet I will be heard, even if I am only one small voice. So, I had an idea to do a video about my favorite manga series of all time. And I shot one video coming home from work, uploaded the footage in the computer, and I thought, this is a complete mess. My opinions and thoughts are all over the place, and I'm kind of rambling on, worse than I normally do. Alright, so tonight, this evening, I'm like, you know what? The weather's decent, there's enough sunshine, I should be able to get some good looking footage as I drive home. Why not shoot the One Piece video then? Or now. So that's exactly what I tried to do. I had my camera set up and everything, and it was gonna look beautiful. And as soon as I get home, I found out my phone didn't record anything. It didn't record jack. And I was so pissed and frustrated. And that's the way these things go. If I had a nickel for every frustration, for every setback, for every challenge, equipment failure, situational failure, budgetary failure, or even just dumb failure on my own part, especially that, if I had $1 for every one of those, I wouldn't have to work for a living. My children wouldn't have to work for their living. We'd be set for life. But yet, that's what I have to keep doing. I have to keep persevering. So, yeah, I'm going to shoot a video on One Piece because I absolutely love that series. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about another challenge that I've had in my creative work. And this goes into my novel. Now, when I shoot the One Piece video and finally get that done, it's going to be at least attempt number 3. It may even be attempt 4 or 5 before I finally get a good-looking video. And I am tripping up over my mic cable, something fierce. But I can assure you, by the time that I get it done, get it edited, it'll be much better than the original crap I'd shot. With the novel, it's even worse. I've lost count how many major rewrites and restructuring of the plot and characters that I have done to that poor thing over the past 9 years of working on it. Which explains why even after 9 years, I'm still only now coming to chapter 2 in my current version of the story. Now, in previous versions of the story, I've had up to 9 chapters written. There were, which, well, I'm thinking would have been not quite half the length of the finished book. But I wrote myself into a few corners and thought, crap, this isn't working, I have to start over. And so I've started over at least 7 or 8 times on this thing with a whole new plot. The basic general ideas of the plot, its setting, and main protagonist have remained constant. but there is so much else that I've had to restructure, especially since I have a very definitive and clear idea for the end that I have in mind. And I think one of the things that's really difficult for me in that is that I really feel like that as long as I've had this idea and worked on it, I really, really, really wished I was finished with it, or even close to being finished. But the fact is I'm not, you know. And part of the reason for that is that I've been working on this novel. I started work on this novel shortly before I became a father. So I've had to contend with married life, a day job, and raising children. And at times I've also played in bands. So I've had to fit that in wherever I could. And sometimes there would be months that would go by without me even touching the novel. But yet, I can assure you that because I've had to stop and hit the reset button that many times on this project, which for me is crucial that I get it right, I think in the end, it will be phenomenal and it will be worth the wait. Of course, not that there is a whole world, that's anxiously waiting my novel, but I think it'll be worth the years of torment and agony to finally get it out there, to get the first book of this series out there. And I think once people start reading it and seeing the kind of world I've been struggling to create and the characters within it and the challenges that they have to go through, I think it's going to be amazing. And I think the journey that you're going to see my protagonist go on and the things that she discovers in herself and about who she is and where she came from and what she can do, I think it's going to be amazing. But ultimately, I don't want to give too much away and spoil anything, but I will be talking more on that as things develop. But, hitting the reset button on any creative project is painful. It sucks. You poured your heart and your soul into something, and then one day you look at it, and it just dawns on you that it's crap. Or maybe that it's not even crap, but you've put yourself in a situation where the current version of your project isn't going to work out. And so what do you do? What can you do? The only thing you can do is hit reset and start again. And you have to do that because if you lower your standards for the sake of getting something done and you push something out that's less than what you're capable of giving, then people are going to see that. And it's one of the reasons why there are certain things I don't do anymore. I have a good mind to stop, trying to do commissions for music composition because I think with my limited time and resources, I'm not capable of delivering a product that would meet my standards. It's also why I've stopped playing in bands around the area that I live. Because, for one, it takes too much time away from me or from my family and my other creative projects. It doesn't pay enough. And I just don't think I have enough time to put in for rehearsal to give the very best that I'm capable of giving. I think I think had I done the band thing before having kids, that would have been a different story. But with kids, it's just not possible to be a good father and then a good regular working musician while having a day job and many other commitments. You get squished. And honestly, if I'm going to play in a bar for 4 hours and only make $30, I'm going to stay home with my kids. That's the end of that story, because I don't feel good going up on stage and putting on a performance and messing up because I didn't have time during the week to rehearse. I'm just not doing that anymore. So that's another area where I had to hit the reset button. But one of the things I've noticed in almost any creative endeavor of any creative person, whether it's an artist or even somebody like Steve Jobs talking about the creation of the iPhone or the Apple Store, where they've had to hit reset on those projects. Well, there's a reason for that. There's a reason to reset, because it gives you the chance to put the thing out that should go out, the thing that's right, the thing that you are capable of doing. Like I said, I don't have a big fancy budget or equipment. I also don't have a lot of time to do some of my creative work. So I have to do the absolute best that I can. And so whether it's a video project I'm doing for YouTube or my novel, which I'm trying to make into my life's work, or even the music that I still work on from time to time, I'm going to try my best and not put out stuff that doesn't meet my own standards. And even though I hate more than anything to hit that reset button, in the end, I love it. And I think those are the moments as a creator when I've been able to be honest with myself and say, this isn't good enough. I can do better. Those are the moments that I end up being the most proud of. And so when you see that One Piece video, it's going to be the best One Piece video that I'm capable of delivering at that time. Or if I decide I'm not going to be able to do that subject justice, then I'll shelve the project. The same goes with my novel or the pieces of music I create. Anyway, it's painful, necessary, but in the end, it's worth it. Anyway, those are my thoughts and feelings for today. Peace out. Have a good day.